From the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's high noon and high time that you tuned into the Spirit of Sports, hosted by Brother Richie. The Spirit of Sports is the flagship of the Not Pods family. Not Pods' complete archive can be found at Not Pods on YouTube. And now for our host, Brother Richie.
Hey, and aloha and welcome. The Spirit of Sports show brought to you by Not Pods. At Not Pods on my YouTube channel. Coming soon. I need some help on this. Let me know. Notpods.com. Love you guys. This is Brother Richie live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. My Thursday high noon show, Spirit of Sports, where we wrap up week 15 and look ahead to week 16 in the NFL. All NFL all the time right now. Makes me nervous for February, but we'll deal with that when it comes. It's been happening. Week 15, just does anything fly by faster than the NFL season? I think not. This would be our winter solstice, I believe, yeah. Shortest day of the year. I know I grew up on the Oregon coast. It gets dark about 4 o'clock and it rains for about 9 months straight. So good luck with that. Out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, we're getting dark around 5:30, 5:45. Not too bad. Been a rainy week. You know, we had the hottest summer ever. Those are usually followed by a little bit wetter winter, which is fine. What are we doing today? Let's talk about week 15. Not the greatest picks for Brother Richie. It was a tough week. Oh, wait. That's a plus. Vegas won. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 and 6. What am I doing? Seven, 7 and 2. Sorry, guys. Little amendments. 10 and 6. 7, 7 and 2. Well, that's what I went. Straight up 10 and 6. Didn't win my pool. Was trying to go for an unprecedented third week in a row, but you got to let somebody else win when you run the pool. So I went 10 and 6 straight up, 7, 7 and 2 versus the spread. Once again, only 2 games that the spread even affected in week 15. Both ties. We'll get into that. So I've been saying this, and as you might know, take all the teams, maybe go through every week. Think about maybe what you would think is the spread. And what you think would be the over-under. Then look at Vegas over-unders if you even want to, but first of all, just pick the winners. Then look at the spreads. Because the spreads are only going to come into effect 1, 2, 3 games a week or none. I think there was 1 week where none. Yes, week 12. Not 1 game was affected by the spread. So if you pick the winners, that's how. Pick the winners. Take a look at the spreads. If any of them seem a little fishy, then change them. That's my advice. Right, Titus? Titus says yes. Right, high five, Kitty. Okay. I don't know. I'm dragging today. Little nap. Had the kids, oh, let me hear myself better. Had the kids' Christmas concert today. Packed in there like sardines at the school. But good fun raising the kid. It's been a blast. Just getting pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Got JFK week 15. That's where I flipped the coin, $50. I always wondered, if you just flip a coin, can you do just as good as if you make, somewhat of an educated pick? JFK went 8-8 straight up, 6-8-2 versus the spread. So I did a little better. Emalani went 8-8. She knows, I can say Arizona, she knows Cardinals. I can say Baltimore, she knows it's Ravens. New York, Jets and Giants. She knows every NFL team, which is a proud papa moment for 2 years old. So pretty stoked on that. Emalani the Great. Going to be 7. We'll probably have some kind of raging birthday party down here. Anybody's around. On the year, Emmy's right around. Let's go for the year. Emmy's right around just a couple games under 500. Not bad. JFK is over 500 on the straight up. Not so good against the spread. JFK is about 35%. I'm pushing 70, 71% straight up. And I'm like 60% against the spread. So if I would have bet every game all year on my picks, 60%, we would be ahead, people. Take it to the bank in Vegas. My boy Cooey's over there. He just said casinos are giving away money. He kind of exaggerates, so I don't know, Cooey. But it sounds like he's doing pretty good over there. I bought one of those stay at the place and you have to go to a presentation. I have to use it by March. So maybe right before March Madness, do some live shows over in Vegas. I was thinking maybe set up at one of the bars down here and then, if you know that I'm down there, come on down. We'll do some interviews. I'll do a couple live shows, satellite style. Get away from the pseudo studio. Talk to the people, the masses. Might be pretty cool. What else? Win the turnover battle. Win the game. If you had less turnovers, the teams with less turnovers, week 15, 10, 2, and 4. Only 2 teams out of 16 games. 32 teams. Only 2 of those teams won having more turnovers. Penalties, not so much. 7, 5, and 4. Last week was 4, 10, and 1. You can lose a penalty battle and win the war. You got to win the turnover battle. Run the ball, don't turn the ball over. What was last week? Winning teams threw the ball 52% of the time. Run the ball 48. That's a recipe. 46, 47, 48% run, even up to 50. If you could run 55%. Losing teams, 61% of the time pass. It's cut and dried all year. 63, 65, 66, 61, 67%. 64, 61, 62, 59, 62, 63, 62, 60, 64, 62, 61. If you're throwing the ball 60 or more percent of the time, that's what the losing team does. If you're throwing the ball 52% of the time, 53, 50, that's what the winning teams do. And it just makes no sense. Can journey back to Tuesdays. Backseat quarterback. Been ripping my hair out. It's a broken record. Run the ball, especially when you got the running game going. Run, run, run. Then you go 3 passes and you're punting for no apparent reason. I mean, might not be sexy. To me, it's sexy as hell. When you're running the ball right down their throat and there's nothing they can do about it. No better feeling. I don't understand. Anyway, home field advantage. It's getting there. Halfway through the season, it was like 50-50 through week 6. Now home teams, they're winning about 57% of games. At the spread, though, just under 500 still. 9-5-2 last week. 11-5 home teams straight up. 9-5-2, as I said, those 2 ties. And the only two games that the spread even came into account. Both 3. So 3, 6, 9, 2.5, 7 here and there. Hardly any halves. Those are the numbers that are most likely to affect the spread. That's what he said. Little portion is Nick Wright does 3 picks a week, 3 locks, as it were. Colin Cowherd does his Blazing 5. So I went in between and I do a 4-pack. This week I went 2-1-1. I'm 30, 27-3 on my 4-pack on the year. Nick Wright went 1-2, 16-26. Your passion does not make it so. And Colin had a good week, 4-1. He's 38, 32-7. So I'm hanging right there with Colin. Nick got some work to do. But he'll tell you, oh, it was just because of, it was a bad call or that or this or that. A lot of excuses over there. And for the Chiefs, too. They're not going to lose another game, probably, according to him. Overs, 7-8-1. Over under. Under's 55% on the year. In a league that's just all the rules help the offense and is made for passing and it's made for scoring, and the under is 55%. And there's been 7, 8, 9 games with an over-under in the 30s every week. It's crazy. Every week, games with over-unders in the 30s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the week before. You ever heard of such a thing? Over-under in the 30s? You ever heard of such a thing? Let's go one more week back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. So, in a league that's just made for points, made for fantasy, made for passing, that some dumbass coaches will go out of their way to make sure you don't win your fantasy, even at the cost of them losing a game, Arthur Smith, when the game is built for it. And teams can't figure it out. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. Let's see. I'm going to say Panic Room. Panic Room's going to end the show. Let's get out of the rearview mirror. Let's look into the windshield. Week 16. Only 3 weeks of football left, folks, and then the playoffs. And what a playoffs it's going to be. There's still, I think, only maybe 4 or 5 teams that have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, there's 26, 27 teams still vying for a playoff spot, mathematically alive. Who you got? Week 16. Let's see. Only 2 games that I'm going to switch my pick from straight up and the spread. I got my 4-pack. I got a 6-pack. I gotta turn it down to 4. We'll deal with that. Let's talk through that when we get there. Let's get into it. Week 16, my picks. We got some music for that? I think we got something. Yeah? Week 16. Week 16. Brother Richie, live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We're going to get into this. Week 16 picks. We got New Orleans at the Rams. I got the Rams straight up. I'm going to give the 4 points like nothing. Cincy at Pittsburgh. Now these spreads were on Wednesday, subject to change. That's when I get my bets in if I am betting. I'll probably put in later today. These are as of Wednesday, these spreads. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. I'll take Cincy, and I will take the road fave, -2. Buffalo at the LA Chargers. You know, they say, and it's true, new coach, new blood, system. Usually, you know, something changes and everything's kosher, especially you get a toxic guy out of the building, and, you know, the Chargers should feel a lot better about themselves. No more beef stale. I'm still going Buffalo for sure, straight up, and I'm going to give the 12. On the road favorite, -12. Roll with Buffalo all day. Indy at Atlanta. Indy straight up, and I'll take a point. Road dog. Just can't trust Arthur Smith. They're going back to Heineke. It's their 3rd quarterback change. They won't give the ball to their best players. Love what Minshew's doing there, firmly in the driver's seat. Control their own destiny for a playoff game. Shane Steichen, rookie coach. Hurt running back, hurt quarterback. Got your team in the midst, bro. That's a great job. Is that coach of the year? Possibly. We'll have to do a coach of the year. We'll do the award shows during the playoffs. Brother Richie's MVP and MOP and defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, coach of the year, rookies, all that. Moving on. Seattle at Tennessee. Seattle what a great win. Drew Lock, 92-yard touchdown pass. So I'm going to stick with Seattle at Tennessee. Going Seattle straight up, and you can give the 2.5. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Detroit at Minnesota. I like Detroit straight up and give the 3. Another road favorite. Washington at the Jets. Can't believe I'm doing this. Going Jets straight up and give 3. Because they beat some teams, and when they look good, they look pretty good. Don't care who's at quarterback. Washington's a mess. They're going to clean house. Fascinating suggestion by V, one of my boys at work. His prediction is Commanders, new ownership, make a splash, trade up to Chicago for Caleb Williams. whatever you got to give, because Chicago has 2 first-round picks. Yeah, looks like they'll probably be about 5th or 6th with their pick. They're kind of winning some games, and you can't just start all over again. I mean, I'd rather get rid of the coach than Justin Fields. I think Fields is more than serviceable. Get him in the right situation. Maybe you get an offensive-minded guy. But I do believe that they got the quarterback. Can you get Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 5th pick? That's the guy I would want. But my boy at work says that's his gut feeling. Washington trade up for Caleb Williams, make a splash, new ownership. Of course, the coaching change is imminent. So I can't go with them. Green Bay at Carolina. Oh, Carolina. Carolina. I got Green Bay straight up and give the 5. Yet another road fave. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Let's see any more. 5 road favorites. Yeah, that's it. Pretty good, though. Cleveland at Houston. Looks like no CJ Stroud again. This is a tough one. I'm going Cleveland. They're on the playoff push. Another great coaching job, Stefanski. He was on my medium, little bit of a boiling point hot seat. I think he's taken himself firmly out of that and definitely coming back next year. Cleveland, I'll take them straight up and give the 2.5. Another road dog at Houston. Jacksonville at Tampa. Coin toss to me. Tampa -1. I'm going Tampa. I don't know if Jackson loses 4 in a row, though. Their hold on the AFC South is tenuous at best. They were in full control 3 weeks ago. It's crazy what, like a 2-week span, you lose 3 games. Then you're outside looking in down there. I'm going to go with the hot hand Baker. I think Trevor Lawrence, high ankle sprain, he comes back in 5 days. That's not very common. I think he's struggling with that. Arizona at Chicago. This was tough. I'm going Chicago, take the home. Take the home fave, -4. Chicago and give the points. Dallas, Miami, game of the year, of the week. That and Baltimore, San Fran. I'll go Miami. Give them 1.5. Home favorite. Straight up. 2 teams that can't beat a good team. Dallas did beat Philly handily. Miami hasn't beat a good team yet. So we'll see. But big, huge game for both. I'm gonna go the home. Denver. One of my 2 switches. I'm gonna take Denver straight up at home for New England. But I'll take 6.5 points. Give me New England plus 6.5. Give me Denver straight up. Vegas at KC. KC all the way. One of my 5-star locks was Vegas under 6.5. So they got to go 0-3 or else. Hope you didn't listen to me on that one. So KC straight up. KC -10. It's time to blow somebody out. Time to reassert your male dominance, KC. This is a show me moment. See what happens. Giants at Philly. Take Philly straight up, but I ain't giving 12 points. Giants have been somewhat competent. Last week they looked terrible, which was surprising at New Orleans, but not hating DeVito. So I'll take Philly, but I'll go Giants plus 12. And finally, San Fran at home. 2 best teams in the league. I think San Fran is just that good. I'll take San Fran, and I'll give the 5 points for the home favorite. That's my picks. 4-pack. For sure the Rams tonight. Let's go Cincy -2. We'll go Green Bay -5 and KC -10. If you want to go 6, you can throw in the Giants +12 and San Fran -5. But that's going to be my 4-pack of the week. The Rams -4 at home on Thursday night for New Orleans. Cincy on the road -2 at Pittsburgh. They're in disarray. Green Bay -5 on the road at Carolina. Bounce back game. Jordan Love. KC -10. Reassert your dominance over the Las Vegas Raiders. My once beloved but now hated Raiders. And those of you that are still with them, I just don't know how you do it. Anybody that was alive for the Super Bowl era, when we used to win 3 Super Bowls from 1977 to 1984, and when it was life and death. Anybody that lived through that and has seen the crap that's been going on the last 20, 25 years and leave Oakland twice, you know what that is. Not to you, but to the Raiders. Just God bless you if you could stay with them, because I couldn't. I'm a teamless guy, and I'm a conferenceless guy. NFL and college, kind of sad times. Sad eyes turn the other way. Sad times for Brother Richie out here. So yeah, got my map. What I do is I take the head coach, quarterback, running backs, wide receiver room, and the defense of each team, and I grade them 1 through 5, add them up. That's the winners. Don't look at the spreads, or don't even take the spreads into account until you pick the winners. Pick the winners first, then look at spreads, and if any 2 or 3, spreads don't mean shit, really. It's just a way for Vegas to mess with your head. They're inside there. They're messing around. Like this little medulla oblongata or something. Emalani can take this thing apart and put it right back together like nothing. It's pretty awesome. I can't. No instructions. Just does it. For those of you just listening in your car, I have a model brain. It comes apart in about 20 different pieces. Anatomically correct. So that's my week 16. What did Emalani do crazy? She took Washington. She took Atlanta. She likes Jacksonville over Tampa. Dallas. She took the Giants over Philly. Wow. Okay. We will see what happens next Thursday on that. Now, it's that time. Ton, ton, ton. Outside your doors are the marauders. It's the purge. The purge is on. Are you out there marauding? Are you in your house comfortably, or down the hall, the panic room? Are you locked up? Here we go. Week 16 of the panic room. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams got out from last week. Carolina there's no use. You might as well run rampant. KC, after 2 straight losses. Raiders got out, dumping 63 points on the lowly Chargers. And Seattle, after 4 straight losses. Talk about just backing yourself into a corner and fighting out of it. Drew Lock with a 92-yard drive. This is the panic. Quick timeout. I forgot. Little known fact. Tony Gwynn was drafted in 1981 by the San Diego Padres. That very same day, mere hours later, he was drafted in another sport. Believe it or not, the San Diego Clippers, I didn't even know he was a hooper, drafted Tony Gwynn on the same day that he was drafted by the San Diego Padres. Believe it or not. And here we go. Panic room time. Atlanta. It's your 5th time in the panic room. 7 measly points at Carolina in a driving rainstorm, and you only give it to Bijan Robinson 7 times. Algier gets 14 carries. Terrible. Just get the F out of here, Arthur Smith. It's 2 Arthurs. Blank. You got to do something about Smith. Blank Smith. That'd be a good bumper sticker right there. Instead of F Smith, blank Smith. 2 Arthurs. Chargers, your 6th time. Preseason, new coaching was going to be an issue, but thought they'd be in the hunt for a playoff team. Not 5-8 or 5-9 or whatever the hell you are. 63-21. Enough said. Ass kicking to a team that hadn't scored in like 8 quarters. Jacksonville, 4th time in here, which is disappointing. 3 straight losses. Philly, 2nd week in a row, 3 straight losses. Why is the guy that got burned in the Super Bowl, got the game-losing penalty, gave up 2 long bombs earlier in the game, and he's one-on-one against a burner on the outside. Backseat quarterback. I mean, if I was watching the game live and saw what was going on, I probably would have been yelling at the TV before the play started, "What's he doing out there one-on-one?" Anyway, Pittsburgh. It's only your 2nd week because, you don't have losing seasons there, but 2 straight losses. 3 straight losses. And it's to not great teams. No offense. Going to your 3rd quarterback, Mason Rudolph, might have been as should have had a chance earlier with the dented head from Miles's helmet a few years back. Washington, 7th week. You just pack your bags and get your sleeping bag and your Bunsen burner and just head in there for the season. 5 straight losses. The Washington Commanders. And Minnesota. I think it's your 5th time in Minnesota. 1-3 last 4 games. You're going on your 3rd or 4th quarterback. You blew your wad when you went 11-0 in 1-score games last year. You knew that's not happening. Let's see. How many 1-score games this year? This is the stuff. I should have it ready, but I don't. Minnesota Vikings. 1-score games. 1, 2, 3, 4 they've lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 6-4 this year. They were 11-0 last year. Just think of it. NFL comes down to close games. Not many double-digit games. 1 play here and there can cost a game, can cost a season, can cost careers. 1 game here and there. Or 1 play here and there. 1 inch when they bring the chains out. Whether you get that first down or not, could be the game or not. Whether you can run the clock out Or do you still get the ball? It is such a game of millimeters and seconds, milliseconds and millimeters. That's the NFL in a nutshell. Run the ball. Don't turn the ball over. You can try to cut back on penalties, but not near as important. Run the ball. Don't turn the ball over. You win games. This is Brother Richie. 35 minutes in the books. Try to go an hour or so on Tuesdays, half hour or so on Thursdays. High noon Hawaiian time, 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 on the East Coast. Come on out, people. I'm only asking you for an hour and a half of your time a week. Not that bad. I'll give it back. So, swag on the way was Brother Taylor from California. Get a hold of him. I guess he was my 100th subscriber. Thank you, Taylor, if you're listening. Got some t-shirts and going to do some bumper stickers shortly. Love you guys. Love yourself. Love each other. Let's all be better. Make it a better world for everybody. Merry Christmas. Mele Kaliki Maka, as they say. I won't be back till after Christmas. Have a good one. My family's heading out. I'm going to just work and hang out, sleep in, have some nice time. Much as you love the kid, it's nice to have a little bit of break. So you guys have fun. Aloha and ahuiho.